Hi. Hello. Bienvenidos. Willkommen. Hi. Welcome, you guys. So as normal, we're going to get started 5 minutes in. Thank you, Ramsterdam, for being here. Thank you, Giselle Yaz, for being here. It's an odd time, but this is when the lighting is the best. And if you guys saw my live yesterday, I'm ashamed to look at that lighting, girl. I looked at it and I was like, oh no, can't be done. So I'm taking some time off the beginning of my day to put this out for you guys. You know what song I have stuck in my head is Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. If you don't want to see me dancing with somebody. I like that song. Another thing is, wow, I had 3 people in the room and then they left. Now there's only 1 person. What happened? Mona! Hi, Mona. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're well. So, Sean, Christina, hello. I will be pausing when the internet is spotty. So let me just say that if you see me stop talking, it's because on my end, it's telling me the internet sucks. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I can't drink out of this. Summer of Dragonfly, hello. Mari, hello. Tiana, hello. Thank you for coming in and moderating. Sorry, let me get it all together. That's why we give each other 5 minutes to settle in. Rashana, I'm still in Arizona. So I was in Denver, and then I was in Denver for a little over a week, and now I've been in Arizona for 2 weeks. I got here on the 26th, so tomorrow makes 2 weeks. Oh, girl, she tired. Hi, Brooke. Briaja. Is that it? We'll have fun in Texas, Tiana. Anna Marie, thank you so much. Oh, Mona, yeah, you're in Germany, right? She says it's after work where she's at, so it's better for her. Girl, 10 a.m. My time is good time for you. We're 2 ships passing in the night. Briaja. All right, got it. Okay, so I didn't take any notes because I was watching it last night and I was really relaxed and I just wanted to enjoy the season finale. So please remind me if there's something that I'm missing about these couples. But I thought that it was a pretty decent. I want to get closer, even though I'm not far away. Just want my face to be more in the frame. I just wanted to enjoy watching the episode. So I'll have the pictures. Remind me if there's anything that I missed. But yes, Living Queen. Hello, welcome. Hi, Joy. Hi, Majol. I've never seen you. Or Majoli. Is that what it is? Majoli. I love that name. Norway. Hello. God, I'm getting a bunch of my European people. I'm getting the Europeans. They're able to join. That's so nice. Well, we've got a little intimate group of 16, so. I hope that everyone has liked this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Can someone tell me how many thumbs up this video has so that I can know if I need to sing or not? Because I will sing for a thumbs up. Okay? I will sing for a thumbs up. I will key for a cash app. You know what I'm saying? What else? I will shimmy for a super chat. If you don't want to see me, Oh, hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Love in Paradise, the Caribbean. This is season 1, episode 8, maybe 2, or hey baby, maybe 2, something like that. But girl, this is hashtag 90-day vacation bay. In this season, we just got all of these people who basically should have been on before the 90 days. I mean, not all of them. So I see the reason. I feel like the only couple who could have legitimately been on before the 90 days was probably Amber and Daniel, because they're the only ones that are actually doing the K1 visa process. And it was a good show. It was nice to see people in the before the 90 days period where they're just, you know, these are their vacation bays, like, and they've traveled several times to the country to be with this person. They don't necessarily know if that person's going to come to the US or they're going to go live there, but it's love, and it's all about those that are in the Caribbean, which is like my favorite place on the planet is the Caribbean. So thank you, Tiana. There's only 11 likes and there's 15 people in this room. I mean, come on, if we can't, if you, the core 15 can't give me a thumbs up, then who will? How can I expect anyone to, you know? Let's set that framework. Let's set the groundwork. Okay, let's jump into these folks. Let's pull up the pictures. Okay, so here are 4 people. Oh, wasn't it great that it was only 4 people? Aren't you so happy that it was just 4 people and it was only 45 minutes? Oh, what a dream. You know, in fact, what was the other segment? The Other Way is only like 5 or 6 couples too. I think it's 5. What a dream. Just an hour, 45 minutes, 5 people. That's all we need. We don't need any more than that. You can give me as many seasons as you want. Just don't make me watch 7 couples in 2 hours. I hate it. Okay, let's start with Amber and Daniel. So I want to be gracious with Amber because I feel like I've been a little hard on her, and I forget that sometimes the cast could be watching the show. And I don't want them to feel like I hate them or be rude to them or in any kind of way, because at the end of the day, they're putting their lives out there, they're putting themselves out there, and they're entertaining me, and I have to appreciate it. So Daniel and Amber. So it starts off where she is packing, getting ready to go home. And she says normally during this time she is boohoo crying, but because she knows that Daniel's going to meet her in about a month, then she's fine. She's sad to go, but she's happy and relieved that everything is okay. So he's helping her get her stuff together. And Daniel says that he never imagined that it would end up the way it ended up, that, you know, he thought it was just going to be a vacation fling, but, you know, having some passionate, hot sex and then going about their business, but they fell in love and now they're at the place where they're at. So she says goodbye to David, and she's talking about how as soon as they're able to, they're going to get David to Florida as well. And David's like, great, okay, great, good. Because he's going to be in Costa Rica by himself now because Daniel's like abruptly leaving him, or not abruptly, but Daniel's leaving him to go to the States soon. And so apparently they have to get the cat to the United States, and the cat's visa is a whole other thing. Like, needs to get shots, needs to get like all kinds of stuff, like a collar that has the name on it and like a little thing on the collar. And I said, girl, just leave that cat there. Now, I know that I'm rude because there are people who are absolute cat lovers who are like, why would I leave my pet? I'm like, give it to the next door neighbors. Majoli, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, what is this currency? NOK? It doesn't matter. I love it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here's a shimmy for you. Here is a... Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, yes, get the likes up, you guys. Hi, Marissa. Welcome. So you have this moment where she, again, I guess because she's nervous and I guess because she's feeling some kind of way about having to leave him, she again goes into controlling mama bear mode once they get into the car. I mean, she is like, you need to do this, you need to do that, don't forget to do this. And even Daniel's like, as soon as we get into the car, Amber starts with her lists again. And I'm just like, this is never going to go away unless you guys go to therapy. Amber needs therapy, and we all need therapy. I need therapy too. But the fact is that she's like, I know you need a little kick in the butt or kick in the ass to get things done. And I'm like, girl, you don't want to be in a relationship with a man who you feel is going to constantly need a kick in the butt for him to get things done on the level in which you feel they need to get done. This is a red flag, sis. I understand that you love him, but if you're unable to just like be normal, and that's the wrong word. If you're unable to not be stress ball tastic, Andre 3000 about it, then like you gotta go to therapy to either get yourself over it or to get him to understand what it does to you and what you need from him. It's a red flag for me, dog. It's a red flag for me that she's unable to control herself, that she's unable to see that what she's doing isn't healthy. And I'm not saying she's a wrong person or she's the only person in the world who does that. She's not. But, in the year 2021, we can all see that behavior is not healthy and it's not sustainable. So I really do hope and wish for them to have the best in the future. And I honestly wouldn't mind if they were on 90 Day Fiance, truth be told. I would not mind. I think they should be on 90 Day Fiance because I want to see more of them. I mean, they may not want me to see more of them so I can get on these interwebs and talk shit, whomever. I would like to see more of them because I think Daniel's so cute and I think Amber's so cute and I think they're cute together. Also gives me hope that maybe one day I could date somebody who's 12 years younger than me or 10 years younger than me and it'll be fine. Hi, Saraya girl. Welcome. Okay, next couple that we are going to talk about are Martine and Stephen. So this whole entire season, Martine and Stephen have been two things for me. Finally, a black on black couple that are evenly yoked, that you don't feel like the man is going to be accused of wanting just to come to the US. They just seem normal. Like a normal ass couple, but they're just two black people and they're representing well. Two good looking young black people. And I just needed to see that because we see so much of a black man or a man of color with this white woman trying to come to the US. And there's all this idea of them, wanting to do it for the money and for just the citizenship. And it's just like, it just feels like there's never like just a regular ass black couple. I would love to just see a regular ass Asian couple. I would just love to see more diversity in general with the 90 Day Fiance franchise. And so that's why I really appreciated Stephen and Martine. They did bring the drama though, right? Because the way it ended was not at all what I thought it was going to be. And I know I was like hard on Martine at first because I felt like she was doing too much. But the truth is that Martine at the end ended up recognizing her crazy. So picture this. They're sitting on a beach, right? You can hear the waves lapping. It's supposed to be really romantic. And I don't like her hair, but that's beside the point. She's sitting there with the most aggressive eyelashes one could ever put on one's eye. And he's like, I have a ring in my pocket for you that I purchased, but I'm now having second thoughts about giving it to you. And everybody is like, oh, I would have left him. I would have got up and walked away right then and there. And he's saying because he doesn't want to just give her this ring and have it be like a last ditch effort to get her to stay or to get her to not break up. And he doesn't think that's the right thing for them to do. And it is a very emotionally adult thing to say to her, specifically and especially because her behavior thus far has led all of us to believe that him telling her, I have a ring in my pocket and I don't want to give it to you, would make her flip on him. Like I was waiting for her to grab handfuls of sand and launch it in his face and all up in his person. You know what I'm saying? And so she didn't though. She said, you're right. Don't give it to me. This is not right. It's not right what I've been doing to you. It's not right where the trajectory of our relationship. The fact that is that I don't trust you and I need to let go of my insecurities and holding on to me not trusting you and just get over that. You are absolutely right. Me coming here demanding that you give me a ring to prove your love when we're not even there yet. When we truthfully aren't at that place. Like I'm not ready to marry you. You haven't even met my family. I want you to meet my dad before we even talk about that. Also, I would love to live together, to know more about you. And we're just like, oh my God, this entire time Martina's been playing us. She fully came here with a whole produced segment and we ate it all up. And in the end, she is the level-headed, intelligent, emotionally smart person that we hoped that she would be. And he's just like, I feel like crying right now. And she's like, don't cry, we're gangsta. And she's like, but no, you're right. This is everything that it should be. You know, like we are moving too fast. It makes me happy to know that you've bought a ring for me, but you're correct with not wanting to give it to me. And then he's like smiling and everything is good, and he's like, do you want to see it? And she's like, no, because if I see it, I'm going to need another one. So go ahead and keep that. Makes me feel good that you have it, but we need to have a definite plan about how we're going to move forward. I want to live together. Like, that's what I want. I want to see that. I want to be with you more often to know if we really are getting along, because just knowing each other or talking to each other and seeing each other every once in a while, it does not a relationship make. You know what? Let's just give a super chat cheers for Martine. That was anticlimactic. All right. Hi, Lindsay. Hello, Annie. Annie, we're just finished talking about Martine and Stephen. We're done, and we've already talked about what's those two? Amber and Daniel. So we're saving the best for last, as always. But we're halfway through. So let's move on. So anyways, Martine has to go. She's crying. She doesn't want to leave. Stephen has to check to see if he's able to drive her to the airport. He isn't, because there's a curfew in Barbados due to COVID-19. So she is going to have to take a cab. I imagine it's because him driving her to the airport and then coming back, getting his stuff from the resort, like maybe it's just going to take too long, and he's going to be out past curfew if he does all that. So he's like, don't worry, I'll pay for it though. And she's like, it's not about the money. It's the fact that I want you to go with me. And I loved that. I loved both sides of that. I loved him being like, I can't take you. You have to take a cab. And her being like, aw. And he's like, don't, I'm going to pay for it. Don't worry. And I was like, thank you for saying that. Because that's my experience. That is my New York City experience. There is not one time where like I have ever just been put into a cab and a guy hasn't been like, here's cab fare, here's cash for cab fare. Like, thank you. That's what you should do. I mean, not that's what you should do. I hate to say it like that, but I mean, it's more so like that is what kind of man I want. A man who's taking care of me. I want to feel taken care of so that I could relax and be the person that you need me to be and not be the caretaker. Because if you got me, then I got you. Right? Because if I have to get me and get you, like, listen, you're not going to get God. I'm just saying right now. If I have to get me, who going to get you? Better call your mama. Because it's not about to be me, sir. It's not about to be me. So they have a heart-filled, tearful goodbye, but we know it's not the end. And that's great. So, everything. I loved it. I loved seeing his family. I loved seeing his child. I love the fact that this whole thing was produced. I loved their segment. And they're going to be on Bears All, which I don't know if Bears All is going to be open to everybody. I don't really even know what Bears All is. I think Bears All is just like a conversation that they have with Sean Robinson. So when they're on there, I will definitely cover them because I enjoy them as a couple. And for Forever for More, we'll be like, thank you, Martine and Stephen, for giving us that 90 Day Fiancé, equally yoked feel goods. I love it. I hope that they are 90 Day the other way. I hope that she ends up moving to Barbados. I would love to see that. Will she get on my nerves? Will I want to fight her? Will she bring the drama and the nonsense? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, this makes me feel good to know that she's actually a level-headed person. Okay. You better call Tyrone. Call him and tell him, come on, help you get your Okay, next couple that we are going to talk about is Kay and Mark. All right, you guys. So I don't know if you guys have been following me on Instagram, but girl, Kay reached out to me. I never in 100 years, in a million years, would have thought that I would entangle with anybody from this show, but especially not Kay. So she didn't reach out to me. She put something on her. She tagged me in a story. And then I was like, oh my God, girl, I love you. Like I'm going to tell you the exact conversation because I answered her in Spanish because I only thought it was like, you should do that. All right. So it was the comment about Mark's feet that got her. I guess everybody was talking about Mark's dirty feet because they were black, you guys. They weren't just dirty. They were black. It wasn't just like I was walking in the sand. I was walking. It almost looked like this man was walking on asphalt at some point. But anyways, so she's just like, oh my God, everybody's talking about his dirty feet. I didn't even notice that. And she tagged me in one of it. And then I put, hola aquí, hola que, me encanta tu historia, deseo tu felicidad. So I was basically like, hey, Kay, I love your story. And I only wish you happiness, something like that. I did a Google Translate because I didn't want to mess it up. And she responded to me in English. And she was like, haha, so cute. Thank you. I laugh a lot with you. Can't understand everything, of course. But when you're talking so seriously and suddenly you start to laugh or sing, I love it. And so I'm just like, thank you, Kay. Thank you for watching. Besos, 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 besos. So anyways, I just was like, she's great. Anyways, so there's that. So their segment, again, wrapped up really nicely. I like that Mark started to think differently about their relationship last episode after he had his conversation with his homegirl, Genevieve. And that is what I needed, because I'm just so tired of these American men Great. Service is back. Okay. I am just so tired of these American men not doing what they need to do to provide comfort and love, and showing that they really do want to be there for their spouse that, doesn't speak English. So anywho, this episode, Mark is getting ready to leave. He's packing. Kay is in a somber mood. It feels like she's sad, but she is, still, she's sad. That's what I'm getting from her. She's sad that she doesn't want him to leave. And so Mark ends up saying that he's going to be in the kind of relationship that he wants. He's going to listen to her. He's going to honor her. And he doesn't want to let her go. Kay says that she never thought that she would see Mark again. They just never thought that their paths would cross again, which is so interesting, because I think if I lived in Argentina for 6 months with somebody, I would always keep in contact with them. The fact that those two were able just to separate and go about their lives for 10 years is like really remarkable, in my opinion. And so he's like he never wants to lose her again. So he doesn't know how long he's going to be able to handle them not being monogamous. But if they continue to have conversation about the places that they might want to live together, and they're continuing to build their relationship, he's willing to hold on for as long as it can take, as long as he can handle it. And I said, that's perfect. Go with the flow, bro. That's perfect. That is what Kay needs. So let's give Kay what she needs, because, she's got a past, right? She's got a history. So we want to make sure that she's happy and she's living a fulfilled, enjoyable life. So they go to the airport, there's kissing, there's crying, and she tells him that she's in love with him. She says, I'm in love with Mark, and my heart just broke for them, and I was just filled with so much love and lots of kissing. And that's all you can say. It's just like, they love each other. And I really do hope the very best for Mark and Kay, like positive vibes, 100%. Erica D, though, says Mark essentially is settling for something that he does not want. He and Kay have different ideas of what loves means, Shane. No, I mean, I don't know if it's settling, right? I don't think I want to put that terminology on it, because I think if you love somebody, then you're willing to, it doesn't feel like settling. It doesn't feel like settling because you love them. And you're doing things for them. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't judge it like that. Settling sounds bad to me. And you may not have meant it as bad, Erica. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just saying that's what it sounds for me. Ramsterdam says you can't say you won't be monogamous up front, or you will be, because you don't know what and or who will cross your paths. You can try, though. Okay. So I guess I just am like, to me, monogamy isn't the end all and be all. It isn't the right way. It isn't the only way. It is just as equal to me as the other ways of having relationships. And so I think that I feel the same way, like when people, like, I don't know, to me, you can't expect somebody to be monogamous with you when you live in another country and you don't have any idea of how you guys are going to get to a place. Okay, Erica says he wants monogamy, she doesn't. There's a difference between compromise and settling. I think if they want completely different things, he's settling. For now, I would say, right? I think if they were to live in the same place and then they couldn't be monogamous because she didn't want that, then that would be him settling. But because their circumstances and locations do not lend them to monogamy, I think it makes sense. Now, I think the conversation, you're right, Erica. If they live in the same place and Kay is still like, no, monogamy, I don't want that. Then I think and he were to deal with that, then I think he were to, well, not settle, but I think he would be giving up something that he probably wanted and would end up unhappy. Brooke says, settling doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Some people see it as more of a practical choice. Oh, I agree. I guess that's but the word settling sounds bad. But yes. Practical choice. Correct. I agree. I'd rather have my man have a fling than him really fall in love with somebody else. Yes. And he says, I agree with you, Wah. I'm monogamous, but it doesn't make it the default. Lindsay says, for me, it's monogamy when we're fully settled. Yes, I would agree with that as well. So that is why I'm like, I just think it's crazy because it's like it's just like him having ownership, you know? It doesn't make any sense. The only reason they're monogamous is because he doesn't, not the only reason, but it feels like he just doesn't want to think about her having sex with other people. He doesn't want her to be with somebody else. Like, he doesn't want her to find love elsewhere. He doesn't want there to be, he wants Kay. He wants her. So he wants her to tell him that she's not going to sleep with anybody else. And I'm like, then move there. Then go live in Bocas. Be there with her. Provide that physical to her. And if she still doesn't want to be monogamous while you're there, that's a different conversation. So there's me. Erica, imagine why you want to be monogamous and married to a guy, and he says he'll only be with you if he can still have sex with other girls. I would have to have that conversation. But I don't know if I'm okay with monogamy for me. I don't know that about myself. So I cannot answer that truthfully. But if we were in different places, again, I don't agree with that. If we're in the same place, that's a different conversation. So let's move on. All right. Last but not least, the couple that causes the most controversy, at least for me, are these two, Sherlon and Ariana. So where we pick up for them is that it's a black screen and it's white lettering. There's a problem. Ariana, 6 months, maybe, I can't remember how many months. She still had like 7 weeks left. So she's at 30 weeks. Okay. Or like 29 weeks, goes into the hospital because there is low blood pressure. She's preeclampsia. That's where there's like low blood pressure. And so she goes into the hospital, which is 2 hours away from where she lives. And they are doing a bunch of tests on her. It's because, she went in because she had an abnormal blood test with something enzymes in her liver. And then they realized that she had preeclampsia or preeclampsia or eclampsia. And so she was admitted to the hospital, and they were running a bunch of tests on her. And then, like they said, she was going to be there for about a week. And then all of a sudden, after like a couple of days, they had to do an emergency C-section on her because the baby, his something was happening with his heart rate or something, and so he had to be born extremely premature. He was 3 pounds and like 3 ounces, and so she says that she woke up like a day later with a little baby in the NICU. So, I mean, girl, I was so upset. I was so upset that I was like, girl, I will take back everything I said about this woman if only this baby will be okay. Like, okay. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm getting through it. It's happening. I'm so sensitive around women who are having babies or women who are pregnant because it's something that it's what I want right now for me. That like I just think about all the things that could possibly go wrong because my situation isn't normal. Also, I'm like geriatric pregnancy with like a busted right fallopian tube. So like I'm like, oh girl, anyway, she's young, she's 25. So I'm like, she'll be fine. But at the same time, I was still just really my heart broke for her. And she had this teeny tiny baby. Like, how do you hold a 3 pound baby? Like, how do you hold like that is just the teeniest that's like a little kitten, you know? And so she is worried and she ends up being in the hospital for 56 days for Odin to get healthy. He ended up having 4 blood transfusions. He ended up having like a stomach virus. Like this little baby had surgeries, this whole entire time. And so embassy is still closed. Sherlon can't go there. So her whole idea of him not even trying, like before he could really like get everything done, before COVID was really actually over, he couldn't do anything. So, you have the mom there, Miss Karen, who is showing, little Odin to him. She named him Odin. I think at the end, when it all boiled down, she felt like there's no reason for her to be the petty person she wanted to be with like not naming him Odin, with taking away the last name. So she just really was like, I'm going to give this child what, life they have. I'm going to give them all of the options to show them that I really did want to bring the wishes of their father to them. And I thought was really sweet. And I was actually really happy for her and proud of her that she did that. So little Odin is okay. She posted a picture of him. I'm going to send it to myself. Did I already do that? I'm going to send it to my phone on my computer so that you guys can see how healthy he is now. And so baby gets home from the hospital, and internet is bad. Hold on. Oh, you can hear me though? Okay. If you can hear me, I'll continue to talk, but I don't want it to be, jibber jabber. Okay, then I'll just talk. I'll try to. Oh, there it goes. It's back now. Yay! Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just didn't want it to be all like jibber jabber. Okay, so it was like it was the longest like minute and a half, 2 minutes of my life. So, anyways, baby is good, baby is healthy, baby is safe, baby is home, and she's home with her mother, and they really very much lean. There is a standard that they are coming from when it comes to her being a single mother and her having a child that is not in my wheelhouse, that I don't understand. Because again, continue to talk about Sherlon, Sherlon and his willingness to be there for the baby, as though what it is that he is doing is just simply not enough. And I need them to explain to me exactly what it is that they think he needs to be doing. So we have a scene in the kitchen with Miss Karen and Ariana, where Miss Karen is making fajitas, and they are talking about whether or not Sherlon is going to be able to come to the US on a tourist visa. And Miss Karen is like, I just don't think that he's putting in any effort. And what's her face is like, you know what? He can't get here. They're not giving out tourist visa. The process is really slow. And she's like, but what is he still doing? Like and I'm like, what is it that he should be doing? I don't understand why they believe that this man is coming from a place of any kind of power. He is not. The fact that he can get a tourist visa is a blessing within itself. There's family in Belize and Guatemala who cannot get tourist visas. Maybe Belize, but Guatemala, absolutely not. Guatemala and Honduras, you need to prove that you have a job in which you need to come back to, or you've got family circumstances in which you will come back to, because they do not want you to come to the US on a tourist visa and stay. So it's a lot. It is a lot for him to be able to get the tourist visa. And Ariana's still like, you do have an option. The option is you come here and you marry me and we be a family. And he's like, girl, I don't want to marry you. You see how much grief and flack you're giving me right now, and the amount of stress you're putting on me? I'm from a stressless society. Not a stressless society, but he's from a stressless place. Like, it's not the same. It's like the same thing with Amber coming to Costa Rica with a lot of energy. All these American women come to these foreign countries real loosey-goosey. But then when you bring them back to you see the same thing with Molly and Luis. There is just a different cadence in the Caribbean. A different cadence, a different way of life, a different stress level, a different way of being that you don't have in the US. It is what it is. And so I just really think that I just think Ariana is just being so, it's like, oh, we need to do this for Odin. We need to do this for Odin. And I'm just like, no, you don't. You need to do this for yourselves, because you two are still two human beings. And if these two human beings who are raising Odin are not happy, Odin is not going to be happy. Sherlon says that he wants to be with his son. He wants to be around his son. He wants to carry his son on his back and swim with him in the Caribbean. He wants to do all these things with his son. He doesn't necessarily know if he wants to do that with Ariana breathing down his throat, asking him a bunch of questions all the time, which I get. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her. I'm just saying that they come from two different societies with two different understandings of the way life should be led. And she doesn't seem like the person who has the correct energy for him, as well as she's got her mother and her sister in her ear, because she's willing to be chill and be irie with the situation. And it's her mother who's like, well, what is he doing? How is he showing that he's doing equal work? You don't want to be the one doing all the work. Girl, women are always the ones that are going to be doing all the work, okay? Yes, we all deserve a man who's going to be equally there. And if a man is equally there, he is 100. I love it. It's great. But we don't socialize men that way. And so the reality is that he's not going to throw away his life in Jamaica to come be stressed out in cold ass Illinois with you. And I don't blame him. And I think it's her mother gassing her up, basically telling her that, you know, she needs to, you know, try to force him or make sure that he comes here and he does his part. And I'm like, girl, that's not the way the reality is. It's not that. There's no amount of badgering that you can do to get him to be the person you need him to be. And I need for Miss Karen to detail what that looks like. What does it look like, Miss Karen, is what I want to know. Because I don't quite understand where they're coming from. They're having a very like antiquated idea of how this is going to go. And she's like, you know, I love my son more than anything, and I want the best for him, and I can love him for two people. I'm like, you know how many single mothers there are in this country? For you to act like you being a single mother is so like offensive and wrong, and you know, it's not. You have it, girl. You've got it. You will have it. You've got it. You love this baby. Like, you don't need to be worrying about Sherlon as much. Worry about you and Odin. You know, that's just the way I think about it. I feel like she's putting a lot of undue pressure on herself and on him. They should move forward with it. And she's like, I just want Odin to know that I tried everything. And I was like, no, don't tell that boy that. Do not tell that boy that you gave his father an opportunity to come to the US and the father didn't take it. Because that's not gonna make him feel any better. It's only gonna make him feel like his dad didn't love him. So stop doing that. Because his dad does love him. Maybe not in the way or showing it the way that you think is appropriate, but his dad does love him. And the way you can show that is by taking him to Jamaica. If what's his name can't get to the US, then you take that baby to Jamaica. If you have the funds to do so, then do it. That's how you were going to prove to him that you were doing everything to make sure that he has a relationship with his father, is by taking that baby to Jamaica. And if that burden is on you, then it's on you, mama. And that's just what it is. Yes, ask Sherlon for money, but don't make it like this thing of like, oh, I'm not going to bring him to you if you don't give me money. Now, if you don't have the money, I feel you. But if you have the money, this is a sacrifice you have to make. These are the choices, the hard things you have to do because you chose to let a man busting you raw after knowing him for a couple days. I mean, it literally is the consequences of your behavior. It literally is. And you should own up to your part of it and stop like trying to figure out how you can make it equal, because you cannot make it equal. It either is equal and it's coming from Sherlon, or it isn't. That's just the way I feel. I know some people who are real petty with child support. Like I knew a guy friend who was so annoyed that his baby mama asked him for child support that when it came time to like pay for college or do anything outside of that, he was like, nah, I already gave the mom the money for all that. I gave her all this child support. That's where she gets it from. And I was like, you know, that's really fucking petty. That's really petty of you, sir, to withhold from your son and telling him to go to his mother, even though he spends time with the son, has him on the weekends or like whatever. But when the son asks for stuff, you're like, oh no, ask your mom, I give her child support. No. That child should never have to suffer because of y'all's petty. And I feel like Ariana is going to create that petty, unknowingly or unmeaningly, to her son because she wants him to know that she tried, but Sherlon didn't. No, that is not a healthy child make. Maybe it doesn't sit right in your spirit, but mama goes to some therapy and figure it out. And don't let your mom gaslight you or push you into believing that you need to make this happen or else you didn't try. Or else your son is lacking. Your son is not going to lack because he's growing in a house with his grandmother and his mother. And there are plenty of prosperous children who grew up in the same circumstances, and they are fine. There are plenty of children whose father live in another country. Hell, mother live in another country. And they are raised by other people who show them the love and kindness and adoration that they deserve. And they are fine. So anyways, what does Annie have to say? I was single mom for 7 years and I was only 20 when I had my son. I hate how she's acting like being a single mom is the end. Yeah, it's like you're doing too much. Like Kayla says, she comes from a community where she's afraid of being outcast or whatever for being a single mom. Then girl, you get on birth control or make a man wear a condom. Those are your options. But in that case, she should have been more careful. Absolutely. Absolutely. That guy sounds immature. Like you do realize that your child is gonna resent you too, not just the mother. Yeah. But she can do her part, I feel, and not add extra stress to the child. I think what's frustrating is she didn't know this man. This wasn't someone she was even dating for a week and she got pregnant. And now she wants him to marry her. That's unrealistic. I love my open relationship with my older boo. We have a don't ask, don't tell policy, but this has been the most secure and the most happiest I've ever been. Great. I love it. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. So yeah, anyways, like she says that she's gonna do that, but while she's talking about being the single mom, she's crying. I'm just like, I need to understand what like sheltered community you come from. To where you can't just pick yourself up by the bootstraps and move forward. It's like she literally wants an award for being a single mom. She wants to be acknowledged as like I'm doing it by myself with my mom. She's basically the other woman there, and I'm just like I don't understand what's happening right now. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, Ramstein, I agree. Same with Kalani. I don't get it. So there's my confusion. I just don't quite understand what's happening. But I wish them the best, and I hope that Odin is happy and healthy. And I hope that, Sherlon does his part for Odin's sake, not for Ariana's sake, for Odin's sake. I hope that everything is okay. I do. And I hope that Ariana gets over the stigma of being a single mom and stops like basically acting like she's carrying a cross through a city and being like stoned. Like you're not being crucified, mama. Like stop acting like this is a shameful act and it's just, no. Be happy and healthy. Girl, no one's going to judge you. You're 25. You got a cute little baby. Like you're cute yourself. You'll find a husband, you'll find a lover, you'll find somebody to give you what you want. And I 100% guarantee Sherlon is not that person. Just make sure that whoever you get is not fucking low-key racist and treats your son like shit because he's half black. There's cheers to that. Also, we find out that Sherlon's great-great-grandfather was Scottish. And I was like, that is not a Viking. I mean, the Vikings did come to Scotland and rape and pillage. You know what I'm saying? Vikings were all over those English Isles causing trouble. Hell, whomever. That is not a Viking. Scottish people are Scottish. Are they Vikings? Tell me, am I wrong? Did the Vikings come down and settle Scotland and then start the Gaelic? Start the kilts? I also have another question for those of you who might know. Scottish people speak Gaelic and Irish people speak Gaelic. And are those two different languages? I think they are, but like I'm confused. Or is it Celtic? Ha. Do Scottish people speak Gaelic and Irish people speak Celtic? Is that what's going on? Or am I wrong? I could do research on it, but I figure there's some Europeans here who might know. What do you guys say? Lindsay says, sometimes being a single mother is more beneficial. That's what I've heard. Soraya says, her life is not over. The child will have a good life because she's a good, and yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Isn't that Celts, not Vikings? Yeah, I don't know. He's like, listen, I was like, he said, I'm Scottish. And I was like, that is not Viking. It might be. I don't know. To me, Vikings are Norwegian. To me, Scots are like, Scots are like Scottish from Scotland. They could be the descendants of Viking, but Scottish people have such a like distinctive culture, at least like, before like Culloden, before the English got over there and like tore shit up. Like they have lairds, they have a whole language, they have like cultures, food, they have lore, they have all this stuff. I read a lot of like Scottish lore. I don't read a lot of it, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know they do, and it's different than Irish. You know what I'm saying? They still believe in fairies and the fae folk. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's different culture than the Vikings. Oh. I think Gaelic is one language from Ireland. Then what is Celtic? All right, you guys, we are 50 minutes in. I gotta go. I gotta go to work. I took hours off of my day to go to work. Oh, wanted to give you guys a little update. So for those of you guys who are aware of my single mother by choice journey, single mother by choice journey, I had a doctor's appointment this morning and I spoke to the infertility doctor, and we're going to start the process over again. So I am going to have my hormones level tested for my weak ass eggs, and then I'm going to have that that HSG where they do the X-ray and they pump the fluid into your uterus to see if your fallopian tubes are clear. And so on my next scheduled cycle, everything is happening. And so the doctor told me that once I have my next cycle, I can start looking at sperm donors. Don't buy them, but choose out who I want to go with and set up my account and everything like that. And then we're gonna try in October. So, yay. Okay, what does this person says? Apparently, Scottish and Irish Gaelic have similar roots, but have specific distinguish that make them separate things. Probably like Portuguese spoken in Portugal versus spoken in Brazil. Yeah. I like Irish garlic. That's funny. We all know you meant Gaelic. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Well, I guess we better get to amping up the donations. Love you. Love you guys too. Yeah, I got a nice little amount to utilize in this process so far. So thank you guys, all of you, for all of your support. The rest of it I will be able to finance myself because I've been doing my own little savings. But yes, thank you guys. I love it. I hope I get pregnant too. I just don't know, and I hate to hope on it and then have my heart drop. So I'm trying to be even killed. Because last year I was like, girl, I'm gonna get pregnant by January. And then there was like, no, your shit's all messed up. So now I'm just like, whew. Ramsterdam, what do you say? The difference between Gaelic and Celtic is that Gaelic is a language tribe originating from Scotland and belongs to the group of Celtic cultures. Celtic culture originated from Central Europe. Oh, girl, I don't know anything then. Here's the truth. I don't know anything. Thank you guys. Thank you. All right, you guys, have a fantastic week. I will see you later on tonight. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Candy. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Thank you. And I will see you later on tonight where Chris and I are going to be talking about Say What with Juan Chris. We're changing it to 5 p.m. because of this light. You know what I'm saying? You know how the light does me at 6. So we'll be going live tonight. And then after that, I'll see you guys on Friday for Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup. You guys have a fantastic day. I will see you later on tonight. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.